begin today's class by the concept allied angles. A-double-L-I-E-D, allied angles. Now, to understand this concept of allied angles, first understand, don't write. Okay, so we may require the help of the quadrants once again. Okay, so what I will do now here is, let me explain to you what exactly the concept is. So we have 4 quadrants as before. Okay, so the 4 quadrants. So here, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third, and the fourth quadrant. And we know in the first quadrant who is positive, all students take coffee. Okay, so here in the first quadrant, all the 6 trigonometric functions positive. In the second one, sine and reciprocal. I repeat that word, reciprocal. Don't get confused with the reciprocal word and the cofunction word. In the third quadrant, tan and cot are positive. In the fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. So this is the second step we need to understand. Next, the third step you need to understand is this angle over here is 0 degree. This here is 90 degree. This here is 180 degree. And the angle here is 270 degree, coming back 360. Okay, so after 360, what will happen? See, these trigonometric functions are all periodic functions. Now, what we understand? So trigonometric functions means what? I start from 0, I complete one full cycle, reach at 360. Suppose I have 380, then that should be written, that should be split up into multiples of 360. So 380 I can split and write 360 plus 20. So 360 means I am reaching back to 0. So 360 plus means I am going to the first quadrant. So that is the idea behind these allied angles. Okay. So now next step, understand. Now this you should be very, very careful here. Suppose I am 0 here. Remember, if I am saying a positive number, if I am saying more number. Now suppose 0 plus. So if I say plus, okay, remember this much. If I say plus, I move forward. If I say minus, I move backward. Okay, so understand this. Let us have little trial. Okay, so plus means where I'm going forward. Minus means immediately reverse. Okay, yes. So now I am here. So think I am in 0. If I say 0 plus, where I should move? First quadrant. Okay, plus means forward. Again, I come back here. If I say 0 minus, which quadrant I should move? Fourth quadrant. Hope you are able to understand. Next, I'm coming to 90 degree. Here, I'm reaching at 90. If I say 90 minus, minus means what I should do? Take a reverse gear. Where I should move? First quadrant. Understand this, please. So, if I say 90 plus, where I should move? Forward. Second quadrant. Okay. Then, here I'm now you think I'm in 180. If I say 180 minus, where I should move? Reverse. Second. 180 plus, third. 270 I am in now. 270 plus, plus means go forward, go to fourth quadrant. 270 minus, where I should move? Third quadrant. Next, come back to 360. 360 plus, move to first quadrant. 360 minus, move to fourth quadrant. Hope this idea is clear. Now suppose we have a question. Okay, so we have a question. I will give you 4 examples. Now first I will give you 4 examples, and then let us take down the notes how to, with some points, what is allied angle, what are the steps to be followed, all that I will give later. Okay, so just now 4 examples I am going to give you. So the first example, if I give you here, my first example, suppose I take sine. Okay, so let us take sine. All-time favorite. Okay, so sine, suppose I have sine 110 degree. Right. So 110, how can I write first? Can I write this as sine? So 110 means lies in which quadrant? See, in the first quadrant, 0 to 90 lies. Second quadrant, 90 to 180. Third quadrant, 180 to 270. Fourth quadrant, 270 to 360. Okay, so 110 lies in the second quadrant. So can I write this 110 as 90 plus some number? 90 plus 20. This should be my first step. First step. Okay, splitting the given angle. Okay, so now listen to the steps carefully. My first step is I have to check which quadrant does this belong to. 90 plus, which quadrant it belongs? 90 plus, which quadrant? Second quadrant. Okay, so check in that quadrant, is this function positive or negative? Sign is positive there, so I'm writing it's a sign plus. First you have to do that much. Check which quadrant and write the appropriate sign. Second step, you have to check whether this particular angle, that is 90, lies on the y-axis or x-axis. If it lies on the y-axis, what we do is we change to its cofunction. If it lies on the x-axis, no changing to cofunction. Now, to make it more easier, I take it as the standing and the sleeping line. So what we think now, suppose we take sleeping line, suppose we sleep as we are, we don't change, we don't move our position, we have to just think that much. So suppose it lies on the sleeping line is my x-axis. If the number lies on the x-axis, no change to cofunction. But if the number lies on the standing line, if I'm standing, what do? I keep on moving around. So that means I need to change the cofunction. Okay, now I hope this idea is clear. So first step, what I did, I checked which quadrant, and in that quadrant whether this function is positive or negative. So I wrote the sign plus. Second step, I check 90 degree lies on the standing line. So that means I have to change to cofunction. Who is the cofunction? Now cofunction. Who is the cofunction of sine? Is cos. Cos is sine back. Okay. And cofunction of tan is cot. Cot's cofunction is tan. Then cofunction of secant is cosecant, and cosecant's cofunction is secant. How to remember this? If there is a co, remove the co. If there is no co, put the co. That's it. Okay. So here no co is there. So what is the cofunction of sine? Is cos. So you're writing cos and then this 20. This number 20. This is your answer for allied angle. So that is the first question. Now let us go to the second one. Suppose I have, let me take one question with cos. Cos of 180 minus theta. Let me explain to you in general. So cos 180 minus theta. Okay, so follow the two steps clearly. First step, 180 minus which quadrant? 180 is here. 180 plus means I'm moving forward. Minus means reverse, where I'm moving. Second quadrant. Second quadrant, is this particular function cos positive? No, it is negative. So what I should write? Minus. That is my first step. Over. Second step, I'm checking this 180 lies on the standing line or sleeping line. Sleeping line. Should I change to cofunction? No changing to cofunction. So write that cos as it is, no change. And then write this angle theta. I hope now it became little clear. So now at least you have reached 50%. Now let us see. Okay, so this question of 75%. Suppose I have tan 270 plus theta. Yes, my first step, 270 plus. 270 is here. 270 plus means forward. Which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, is this one positive? No, it is negative. So write the sign minus. Next step, 270, that is the first number here, lies on the standing line or sleeping line? Standing line. So what to do? Change to cofunction. Who is the cofunction of tan? Cot. So therefore this is cot theta. Okay, I hope 75% is clear. Now 90% question. Okay, we'll take secant 180 plus theta. First step, understand where is 180 plus. 180 is here, plus means forward, third quadrant. Third quadrant, is this function positive? No, that is positive in the fourth quadrant. So that sign will be minus. 180 lies on the standing or sleeping line. It lies on the sleeping line. Sleeping line means no change to cofunction. So therefore, write secant as secant only and then write theta. And last now, one more example for 100%. So suppose I have cos of minus 30. Yes, this is 100% problem. Okay, so now first of all, I am confused just with the minus 30. Now, that minus number, can I write this way? Just help me. Can I write cos of minus 30 as cos of 0 minus 30? Isn't it one and the same? Yes. 0 minus and minus 30 is the same. Okay, so now check which quadrant. 0 means you are here. 0 plus means move first quadrant. 0 minus means reverse gear, where you are going to the fourth quadrant. Okay, so in the fourth quadrant, is this function positive? Yes, it is. So write the sign plus. Next, check 0 lies on the standing line or sleeping line. Sleeping line. Should I change to cofunction? No changing to cofunction. So cos remains cos only, and then this 30. Cos 30, I know the answer, root 3 by 2. If I am knowing the answer, I will write it. Otherwise, no, you just write that angle. If theta is any acute angle, if theta is any acute angle, if theta is any acute angle, comma, then the angles 90 plus or minus theta, comma, 180 plus or minus theta, comma, 270 plus or minus theta, comma, 360 plus or minus theta, comma, dot dot dot, you write, means and so on, are called allied angles. Are called allied angles. Underline the word allied angles. Are called allied angles. So that is the first thing you need to write. What I told you just now is allied angle definition. What? See, when the word allied angle is there, you should know this definition. What is it? If theta is any acute angle, what is acute angle? Acute angle, we have a, yes, 90, within 90, right? Then the angles 90 plus theta, this theta, no, whatever you are writing, that should be acute angle. That is the meaning. Okay. 90 plus theta plus or minus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, 270 plus or minus theta, 360 plus or minus theta, and so on are called allied angles. That is the first thing you need to write. Second thing, write this as cofunctions. So this is the second part which you have to write. Write cofunctions. Next side heading, cofunctions. Then write below the cofunctions, sin theta cofunction will become cos theta. Next, tan theta will become cot theta. This is reverse also, okay? Reverse also. So what we will do, look at the arrow mark. From sin theta, it becomes cos theta. From cos theta becomes sin theta. So both sided arrow you work out, write like that. So that means it is understood tan and cot, sin and cos, secant and cosecant are cofunctions of each other. So secant and cosecant, write the arrows both side. These are cofunctions of each other. That is the second thing you need to write. Write this. If you have plus sign, you are moving forward. Plus sign, move forward. Minus sign, move backward. Next, fourth step, draw this graph, the 4 quadrants you draw, 4 quadrants. Okay, mark X, that X and Y, and write this 0, 90 degree. So write this 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360. Next, here write who in the first quadrant. Next step, Right? First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. In the first quadrant, who is positive? All. Second quadrant, sine and cosecant. Third quadrant, tan and cot. Fourth quadrant, cos and secant. Next, one more thing I want you all to note down. In the first quadrant, 0 plus theta will come. 360 plus theta will come. Or 90 minus theta will come. So these are the three which can appear in the first quadrant. So whatever the possibilities, let us make a note of that. 0 plus first quadrant only, 90 minus first quadrant, 360 plus first quadrant. Same way, just find out what is the second quadrant, which are the angles coming there. One is 90 plus, so write there, 90 plus theta, right, in brackets, okay? 90 plus. Next one more will come is 180 minus. Next, third one, 180 plus theta or 270 minus theta. This will become easy for you to remember. Just until you get a touch. Then once you get a grip over these allied angles, then this becomes easy. Fourth quadrant here, 270 plus theta will come, or 0 minus theta will come, or 360 minus theta will come. Hope this much is clear. Now, write the next fifth step. I'm giving you steps now. I'm giving you steps how to identify, and then we will take the examples. Okay, so write fifth point, step 1. Step 1. Before that you write fifth point you wrote, no? Write steps to be followed. I'm not going to write. Please write it. I'm dictating. Steps to be followed when solving allied angles. Steps to be followed when solving allied angles. Underline that. Steps to be followed when solving allied angles. In that, write step 1. Step 1. First step, how did we learn? First, we were checking which quadrant it belongs. Okay, so write step 1. Check for the quadrant. Check for the quadrant. Check for quadrant and put its appropriate sign. And put its means whose that functions, and put its appropriate sign. And put its appropriate sign, that means plus or minus. So yes, so look at the example. So first we checked the quadrant and then we wrote its sign. Next we checked, right, step 2, check for the first number inside the bracket. Check for the first number inside the bracket. So step 2, check for the first number inside the bracket. Below that, so you have written step 2, check for the first number inside the bracket. Below that, please write first one. If number is 90, 270 degree, then we change to cofunction. We change to cofunction. Second point, if number is 0, 180, 360, then we do not change to cofunction. Then we do not change to cofunction. Okay, if number is 90, 270, we change to cofunction. There, where I have written that, no, change to cofunction, in brackets write standing line. This is for you only to remember. It's not there in the textbook. Okay, just a trick of mine for you to understand. So if 90, 270, we change to cofunction. In brackets, you write there, that is standing line. Second point, If number is 0, 180, 360, then we do not change to cofunction. In bracket, write sleeping line. This is just for you to understand. Okay. So now that you have become perfect with these points, let us solve the questions. Right. Find the value of. Find the value of. Yes, take down first question. These are all examples, okay? Then we will come to the exercise questions. Okay, this is just I have given you for you to understand, right? The first one, sine 110 degree. That can be written, 110 can be written as 90 plus 20. Remember, this number should be an acute number, acute angle number, less than 90 degree. Remember, that is what we had written if theta is any acute angle. Okay. Next, what do you follow the steps? Go to the fifth point. Fifth point, go to the steps. What is step 1? Check for quadrant. 90 plus, where you have written 90 plus, second quadrant. Okay, second quadrant. Second quadrant sign is positive, so first to write its answer plus. Then check for this first number, second step. If it is 90, change to cofunction. Who is the cofunction of sine? Cos. Then write that number, 20. Second one, cos 180 minus theta. That is equal to, first step. Until you are thorough, go stepwise. First check quadrant, check the first number. If we have to change to cofunction or no, then change accordingly. So 180 minus theta, second quadrant, cos is negative. So writing the sign minus. 180 lies on the x-axis slipping line, no change to cofunction. So write cos as it is and put this angle theta as it is. Third one, tan 270 plus theta. 270 plus, where it is? Fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant tan is negative. So write the sign minus. 270 lies on the y-axis, the slipping line. So I change to cofunction. So that is equal to cot theta. Fourth question, secant of 180 plus theta. 180 plus moving to third quadrant. Third quadrant secant is negative. So write the sign minus. 180 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction, therefore as it is minus secant theta. Fifth question, cos of minus 30. So that is equal to cos of, I can write this as 0 minus 30. And 0 minus means fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So plus cos 30 is equal to root 3 pi 2. So we have the sixth one. Sixth one could be written as, so first let me write the four quadrant and keep it ready. Okay, so such that I understand 0, 90, 180, 270, coming back 360 and so on. Okay. Tan of minus 70, when I have negative, I feel that is coming in the fourth quadrant. So tan of 0 minus 70. So 0 minus 70 lying in the fourth quadrant cos and secant is positive, tan is negative, so I am writing the sign minus. Then 0 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction. So therefore write that as tan and then 70 degrees. So this is your answer. Next, cot, did you get the same answer? Minus tan 70. Did you get the same answer, everyone? Minus tan 70? Okay, coming to seventh question, cot of 210. So 210 lies between this 180 and 270. This idea you should have. It lies in this quadrant. 210. First you have that idea in your mind. Either this 210 can be written as 180 plus or 270 minus. Anything, you will reach the same answer. So this one particular problem I will work out in both the methods and then tell you the answer. Okay. So if I say 180 plus, I can write this as cot 180 plus 30 I can write. Okay. I can write this as 180 plus 30. Let me find this answer first. So 180 plus means lying in the third quadrant. Third quadrant cot is positive. Yes, because tan and cot are positive in the third quadrant. So the sign will become plus. Next step, 180 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction. So therefore your answer is cot 30. Okay, cot 30, I know the value, keep it as it is, don't write now. Now I said I'm going to work it out in another method also. Only this question, okay? Otherwise, next question onwards, any one, if it's lying in somewhere in between, either you can use the standing line or you can use the sleeping line. Yes, so therefore I can write this as cot. If I use 270, so 270 minus which number I should write is 60 because I want 210. You can take the help of your calculator. Okay, yes, so therefore now 270 minus lying are the same, so plus 270 here, 270 is lying on the standing line. So what to do? Change to cofunction. So change to cofunction. So therefore it becomes tan 60. Now come to the value. Tan 60 is root 3 and cot 30 is the also here we are getting. It is the reciprocal here. So cot 30 is nothing but tan 60. So both the values here are root 3. So the values will not change even though you use the slipping line or you use the standing line. Yes, so one question I have, what happens if the angle is 90? If the angle is 90, don't you know the standard angle? If you have that angle 90, we know the standard angle, then why you want allied angle? What is allied angle definition meaning? Then you will understand. Definition only is given 90 plus or minus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, 270 plus or minus theta. Okay. I hope that is clear. So 290, how to write 290? I can write that as secant of 270 plus 20, or you can write 360 minus. I am going to write only in one way now. So 270 plus. So 270 plus moving in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant secant is positive, so the sign is plus. 270 lies on the standing line, change to cofunction. So cofunction of secant is cosecant 20 degree. Did you get the same answer? It is not cos, cosecant. Secant and cosecant are cofunctions. Sine and cos are cofunctions. Don't get confused with the reciprocals. Okay, so sine 130. Sine 130, 130 lies here. So I can write 180 minus or 90 plus. So sine 180 minus 50. That is sine 130. So therefore 180 minus in the second quadrant sign is plus. 180 lies on slipping line, no change to cofunction. So sine 50 degree. Next one, cos 380. 380 is where? Coming 360 plus going to the first quadrant. So I can write this as cos 360 plus 20. So first quadrant cos is positive, all are positive. So my answer is plus. 360 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction. So cos 20 degree. Find the values of the following trigonometric functions. Question is, right, find the values. Find the values of the following. Find the values of the following trigonometric functions. Trigonometric functions. Okay, let us continue that number. 11th one. Sine 135 degree. Now, first you understand where is 135. Okay, so just first understand this is 0, 90, 180, This is 270 and coming back to 360. Now 135 means, first please understand first, then write. First you need to understand which quadrant it belongs to here. 135 is lying inside this where I have put a dot. So either this 135 you can write 90 plus or 180 minus. Both means the same. Okay. Yes. So suppose I write 90 plus. 90 plus what number? Quickly from your calculator, 135 minus 90, you will get the number 45. Okay. Yes. Are you getting 45? So we are having 90 minus 90 plus 45 or 180 minus 45. Both answers you are going to get the same. Okay. Yes. So which one shall we prefer? The sleeping line or the standing line? Which you want me to do? Sleeping line or the standing line?
Sleeping one, ma'am.
Sleeping line. Okay. So let us take 180 minus. Okay. So write this as sine. You also can write 90 plus. Okay. No worries. You will get the same answer. Sine 180 minus 45 gives me sine 135. Now the allied angle concept. 180 minus. So what are the steps to be followed? First, check which quadrant that number belongs to. Second step, in that quadrant, check whether the trigonometric function is positive. Write its sign correspondingly. And third one, check whether the number lies on the x-axis or the y-axis, that is standing or sleeping line, and then change accordingly. So those are the three steps to be followed when you write allied angle concept. Okay, so that is equal to, in the second quadrant, 180 minus means second quadrant, this sign is positive. So you are writing its sign plus. Next, you are checking, okay, so that is done. 180, this 180 lies on the sleeping line. So should I change to cofunction? No changing to cofunction. So that means sine will remain sine only. But suppose I had put 90 plus 45, then I had to change to cofunction. And who is the cofunction of sine? It was cos. Okay, so if you would write 90 plus, then you would get cos 45. Doesn't matter here. So now you got sine 45. Yes. So what is the answer? Sine 45. You know the table, standard values. 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. Yes. Yes. So we have sine 45 answer, and that is equal to 1 by root 2. Okay. So let us see the other way of solving it. Only one problem I'm going to solve in two ways. Then you can take any one of the way which is comfortable for you. Okay, so only this problem I'm solving it in two ways. So I'm writing or same sine 135 can be written as sine 90 plus 45. 90 plus 45. Now 90 plus lies in the second quadrant. So second quadrant sign is, this function is positive. So write the sign plus. Next, this 90 lies on the standing line. 90 lies on the standing line. So I have to change to cofunction. Who is the cofunction of sine? Cos. Cos 45. I know from the table sine 45 and cos 45 are same, and that is equal to 1 by root 2. Next, go to the next question. 12th one. Tan, let us take the same value, tan 135. Yes. Come on, proceed. Get the answer first. What is your answer? Quickly. Tan 135. Okay. So here, tan 135, I will be writing this as tan of 180 minus 45. And 180 minus means I always draw, even though I know you make it a point, you draw, you will never go wrong. Write 180 minus means which quadrant, put a tick mark, doesn't matter. Okay, so write first, understand it, and then write the answer. Never go wrong. So here tan 180 minus means second quadrant, this function is negative, so write the sign minus. Next I say 180 lies on the sleeping line. Sleeping line, no change to cofunction, so tan 45. Tan 45 I know 1. So therefore my answer will become minus 1. You can also write 90 plus, so you'll be getting cot minus cot 45. That is also the same answer. Yes, going to the next question. Tan 330 degree. Okay, so now just understand first. Just understand, then you work out. So here, first let me see where is that 330. 330 lies between 270 and 360, isn't it? It lies somewhere here, 330. Now, I can either write this as 360 minus or 270 plus. It is left up to us. Either 270 plus or 360 minus. Okay. Yes. So let me take the slipping line always, because I don't have to change to cofunction. That is why I prefer slipping line. Okay. So if you can work out with the standing line also, don't worry, you will reach the same answers. So first step, I'm writing 330 as 360 minus 30. This is my first step. So that means it is in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, is this one positive? No, it is negative. So sign is minus. Sign is minus. Okay. Then what we have, 360 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction, so tan will remain tan and 30 degree. How much is tan 30? 1 by root 3. Tan 60 is root 3, don't get confused. So my answer is minus 1 by root 3. Okay, write the 14th one. Cosecant 300 degree. Cosecant 300 degree. So first of all, find out where is 300. 300, here it is 270, here it is 360. So here, somewhere here, 300 lies. This should be the first idea. Now write accordingly. If you want 270 plus 30, it will become 360 minus, it will become 60. Okay, so it's left up to you how you take it. Both you will get the same answers. So let us all be uniform. Let us take the slipping line only. Okay, shall we do that? Let us all take slipping lines only. No confusion then. Okay, only if that situation comes, then only we'll take the standing line, because when we take standing line, we have to change to cofunctions. Okay, so let us first give preference to slipping line. If possible, let us do it in that only. Okay, yes. So first write this 300 as cosecant of 360 minus 300 minus 60. Sorry. Okay, 360 minus 60. So whatever you are getting here, now this answer should be the same. You can't change the question. Keep this in mind. We can't change the question, but I can write in another form. Okay, so cosecant 360 minus 60. This is my first step. And I know that lies in the fourth quadrant. Recall, in the fourth quadrant, cos and secant only are positive. So this particular function cosecant is negative. So sign is minus. Okay, sign is minus. Hope this is clear. This much is clear. Yes, very good. Okay, so then 360 lies on slipping line, no change to cofunction. So therefore cosecant 60. Now I don't know cosecant value. I don't know cosecant value, so I'm changing it. I'm changing. So can I write the reciprocal? So think, who is the reciprocal of cosecant? Sine. What is sine 60? So you write here in the bracket for you to understand. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So cosecant 60 should be this one's reciprocal. Okay, so my answer is equal to minus. Cosecant 60 will become 2 by root 3. Remember, I am not memorizing cosecant, secant and cot values. I am just remembering sine, cos, tan. If ever I get the question in terms of cot, cosecant and secant, I just write sine, cos, tan and take its reciprocal. Okay, so my answer is minus 2 by root 3. So question number 15, we have, okay, so now try and understand. So far, I had given you the direct questions, that is either first quadrant or second quadrant, third quadrant or fourth quadrant. Now slightly trickier problems. So far we were solving at about LKG, UKG, first standard questions. Now we will climb up. Let us solve fifth standard question, okay? Yes. So let's see what is that fifth standard question. So sine 765. Okay, first understand, please don't write. Okay, now just from your calculators, I want your help now. From your calculator, see what you know. One full circle I go, that is 360. One more circle I go, That is, how much is that? 720 I reach for the second circle, isn't it? So this is one circle. If I go to second round, 720. So can I write? See, what you have to do is you have to go on subtracting 360. So in your calculators, find out first, put 765. 765 minus 360. Still you are getting a number more than 360. Again minus 360. So you will be reaching with the answer. How much? What is the answer? Tell me. 45. Okay,
45.
45. So now to get to that 45, how many times you have subtracted 360? Two times, isn't it? You have subtracted 360. How many times? Two times. Okay. So this 765, first let us write 2 into 360. That is 720 plus 45. This is the way we have to write it. Okay. You can directly do it also, but go according to the steps how I'm explaining. So one time I subtract 765 minus 360, I still got a number more than 360. One more time I subtract 360, I got the number 45, and that is less than 360. We have to get a number less than 360. Until then, go on subtracting. But keep a count how many times you have subtracted. So is this much clear? Is this step clear till here, everyone? Yes. So sine 2 into 360, that is 720 plus 45. Now here, see, this is 0 and it goes back and comes to 360. 360 plus means it is once again the same. It is periodic function. So forget about who is here. Okay, this is there in 2 times 360. Forget about that. Okay, so now think it is 360 plus. So which quadrant it moves? In the first quadrant. Okay, so this is there in the first quadrant. 360 plus means first quadrant. Okay, yes. So therefore, first quadrant all are positive. So sign is also positive. So I'm writing the sign plus. Next step, 360 lies on the slipping line. No change to cofunction. So sine 45. So what is sine 45 value? 1 by root 2. Question number 16. Let us go to question number 16. Okay, so now slightly we are reaching the higher class 7th standard problem. So what is it? 10 19 into pi by 3. 19 into pi by 3. Now this particular question I will explain it to you in two ways, because for your higher classes, you will have to remember the two methods also. See, one method is pi means 180. From your calculator, multiply 19 into 180 and then divide by 3. Give me that number. (19 into 180 divided by 3. What is that number? Okay, so understand this. I said I'm explaining it in two ways. So 1140. One is that same way as we explained the 15th one. Go on subtracting 360. See how many times you are going to do that. Okay, how many times you are going to do that. That is one way of doing it. How many times 360 you can subtract? 3 times, sir. How much is 360 into 3? 360 into 3. 1080 plus 60 will give you 1140. That is one way of doing it. Okay. Yes. So let us work out that first. So this is equal to 10. So first step is where there is pi, put 180 and then 19 into 180 divided by 3. So you got this number 1140. So this 1140 can be written as 10. How many times we did 3? No, 3 times 360. So this 3 times 360 gave me the answer 1080. Now I'm near to that 1140. So plus 60 I have to add such that I get 1140. So now it is 360 plus. 360 plus is moving it. Yes, correct. You can also work it out 60 into 19. You will get the same answer. Yes, it's one and the same. Okay, so here 360 plus means going to the first quadrant. All are positive. So your answer is tan 60. Okay, it lies on the sleeping line, and therefore we got tan 60 is how much? Tan 60 is root 3. Okay, so root 3 is your answer. I said one more method I'm going to teach you, that LCM type of method. Now you have to learn this method also. Don't think you don't require. Here you may not require, but in your second PUC you may require that. So I'm just going to teach you now only. See, how you have to write is, now this pi by 3 is there, no? So write that pi by 3 first, like this, pi by 3. Okay, now you have to reach how many? 19 pi. Okay, so here, now suppose I have a 6 pi. Multiply this, 3 6 are 18. I want to reach 19, so I am writing this as plus. Check whether this and this is same. We know to take LCM, no? So 3 6 are 18. 18 plus 1, 19 pi by 3. Got it? I'm not changing the question. So now this 6 pi is nothing but 2 times, it is 3 times 2 pi. 2 pi means 180. So you will reach the same answer, again first quadrant only. Just you now, for the time being, you just learn how to split it. Even though you don't learn now, it's not a problem. Have you understood this method? This first method, have you understood, everyone? First method, have you all understood? So let's work out the question number 17. So question number 17 tells us sine of minus 11 pi by 3. Now, quickly, before you work out, listen, before you work out, you know sine of minus theta. What is sine of minus theta? Minus means fourth quadrant, sine is negative. Sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So this should be my first understanding. I find sine of minus theta. So it is minus sine theta. So write the same question as minus sine 11 pi by 3. Now quickly find out how much is this. Pi by 3 means 60 into 11. Check whether you are getting 660. Use your calculators. 11 into 180 whole divide by 3. What is the answer you are reaching? Is this value 660? So how many times you can subtract 360? How many times? Once. Okay, so now try and understand. Okay, slightly trickier this question is. Try and understand. So this is minus sine. I can write 660 as 1 time 360 plus how much? 300, no? Correct? So 360 plus 300 gives me 660. Now, so this is nothing but, so this is of the form 360 plus. So which quadrant 360 plus means? First quadrant. So first quadrant. So my answer should be minus sine, because the sleeping line I'm taking 300 degree. Now still I have to simplify. How can I write this 300? How to write 300? 300 lies where? Which quadrant? 300 lies somewhere in the fourth quadrant. Okay. 300 lies in the fourth quadrant. 270 plus or 360 minus. Okay. So minus sine 360 minus a 60. That gives me 300. So therefore this minus outside as it is. 360 lies in this quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, this sign is negative. So one more minus you have to write. Remember, don't get confused with the outside minus. That outside minus is from the question. Okay. Yes. So minus, one more minus comes out because sign is negative in the fourth quadrant. 360 lies on the sleeping line. No change to cofunction. So therefore sine 60. Now this minus and minus becomes plus. So sine 60 remains, and sine 60 is equal to root 3 by 2. Okay. Understand the question, please. Understand how to do it. I will repeat this. Okay. Try and understand once again. So I have sine minus 11 pi by 3. This was my question. But before I find out the value, I should remember wherever there is minus, no, remember whether it is sine of minus theta or cos of minus theta. When it is cos of minus theta, fourth quadrant cos is positive. So that minus will be deleted there. Okay, it is just cos theta. But sine of minus theta is equal to minus sine theta. So you put star and write that first. Now, so minus has come out. Now you have changed your question. Sine 11 pi by 3. Use your calculators. 11 into 180 by 3 gives you 660. So now what did I tell you? Remove the multiples of 360. So 1 time 360 if you remove, you are left out with 300. Now this 300, before you come there, so we have sine 360 plus. See, 360 plus means think it is always going to the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant all are positive, so sine is also positive. So you are getting here plus sine, and 360 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction, so sine 300. So we reached this step. Now 300 lies where? I put an arrow mark here. It lies in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, this sign is negative. So you're writing that sign minus. You're writing that sign minus. Okay. So you're writing 360 minus 60. So this minus comes out because it is in the fourth quadrant. Now 360 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction, so sine only continues, and 60 and minus minus become plus. Sine 60 is equal to root 3 by 2. So write 18th question. So I will give you 3 questions for practice now. You have to do it. Cot of minus 15 pi by 4. This is one question. So proceed with the 18th one, complete that, then move to the 19th question. Okay. I just give you 3 questions and 5 minutes. Okay, proceed. Let's solve the 18th question. If you have solved, check what ways you have solved, doesn't matter. Okay, so here I'm going to solve it like this. Cot, what is cot of minus theta? First of all, you write cot of minus theta is, so here first cot of minus theta is equal to, cot is negative in the fourth quadrant, so minus cot theta. So your question you change to minus cot theta is 15 pi by 4. How much is the value? 15 into 45, 15 pi by 4. How much is that? Minus cot. How much is that value? 15 into pi by 4. 675. Okay. So we are having minus cot 675 degree. Now this 675, you can write, how did we write? Is it 720 minus? Will that become easy for you? 720 minus? Yes. So 720 minus which number? Yes. So instead of subtracting 360 2 times, you can go to directly 720 minus, we have 675, no? So 720, yes, 45. So 675 can be written as 720 minus, okay? So it is minus cot of 720 minus 45, right, like this. So now here 720 means I'm reaching once again here. This is 360 also, 720 also. 720 minus means it comes to the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, this cot is negative. So this minus which is there already, that you have to write. Now from this, since it is negative in fourth quadrant, one more minus comes out. and 720 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction, so cot 45. Now cot value I don't know, this minus and minus has become plus. Cot 45 I don't know, but instead I know tan 45. So tan 45 is 1, reciprocal of tan is also 1. Okay, yes. So coming to, hope all got this answer, 18th one. Did all get the answer? 18th one. Yes, okay. So going to 19th question. 19th question, once again I saw minus. Now tell me what is, so first let us write that, okay. Cosecant of minus theta is equal to, again fourth quadrant cosecant is negative, so minus cosecant theta. Write that like that. So therefore the question you have changed to minus cosecant of 1410. Okay, 1410. So now I think this 1410, how many times we can subtract 360? How we have written? So cosecant of 4 times 360. So that is how much? Or 720 into 2. 4 times 360 is 1440, right? 1440 minus 30 is giving me 1410. Okay, so either 4 times 360 or 2 times 720 means the same. You write how you are able to understand. Okay, so you can write 4 times 360. So this is giving you 1440. But you want 1410, so you have to subtract 30 degree. Okay, so therefore this is equal to minus this outside minus, right, as it is. So here you have 360 minus. 360 minus means moving to fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, this cosecant is negative, so one more sign comes out because this is fourth quadrant, this is negative, so minus sign. Then 360 lies on the slipping line, no change to cofunction, so cosecant 30. So this minus and minus become plus. Cosecant is sine's reciprocal. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Okay, sine 30 is 1 by 2. So cosecant 30 will become 2. This is answer is equal to 2. Is there any doubt? Any doubt? Cos of minus theta is equal to, now cos in the fourth quadrant is positive, so therefore direct answer cos theta. So cos, so you have changed the question to cos 1710. Okay, so 1710. So how many times now we are going to get here? So how can we write this? Cos of, how many times 360 we can write? 1440 plus how much? 1000? 360 into 5. 360 into 5 is 1800. Yes, very good. So 1800 minus how much I have to write? 90, no? Minus 90. Yes. So write this 1710 as 5 into 360. What is 5 into 360? It is 1800. Minus